Okay, welcome back. And our guest today is Femi Babafemi, Director, Media and Advocacy, NDLEA, also known, aka NDLEA spokesman. Thank you very much for staying with us, Femi. Okay, a number of questions were sort of lined.
Okay, I didn't get Mr. Dominic, so if you can also help me with what.
Okay, now Mr. Dominic, Reverend Dominic had something of a shopping list. One, he wanted you to mention, maybe for, he wanted you to tell us about, shall we say, three big cabals that you have busted, or the leaders of these cabals. He wanted you to mention three of them for us. That seemed to be the essential. Omashio, I'm so sorry that you didn't hear. We had confirmed that we were hearing him, but he did seem to say he wanted to follow in the line. Well, I don't know. I can't say what he wanted to do, but he did say, "Could you tell us?" Because he gave the impression that we hear about arrests and then we don't hear about the complete processing of the particular case. That at least is what he implied. Yes. So tell us about that.
Okay, let me quickly speak to that. Indeed, unfortunately, these things keep coming up, and we keep addressing them, and that's why, beyond our statements on our arrests and seizures, indeed, in fact, right in front of me as I speak, I have a compilation of our convictions, a record of convictions for the month of October, which I hope to be putting in a statement before the end of the week or early next week. We do update again from time to time about maybe Reverend Dominic had not been following that, but indeed we update the public about our record of convictions. Like I said, this is open. I mean, this is what, even at the, if he can put his hands on his, on his system and type convictions in NDLEA, all of this information available on our website and on the. Okay, let me quickly, for instance, in 2021, we had 1,338 convictions. In 2022, we had 2,348 convictions. In 2023, we had 3,079 convictions. And between January and October this year, we've already recorded 2,799 convictions. So, meaning there is no letdown. We keep pushing, and I think maybe there are quite a number of cases that are really popular out there. They are quite. As we speak, I can tell you that indeed there are about in Lagos alone in the last 2-3 months we've had the trial of 2 major barons going on, and these are reported in the media. So maybe if Reverend Dominic would take time to follow some of these things, these reports in the media, he will indeed. He will indeed. And beyond their convictions or beyond their trial, another thing we are doing to strengthen the deterrence effect of our operations is going after the assets of these people. And these things are also published in the media. The assets that are being seized from these people, these things are published either in reports or in advertorials in the paper. So if Reverend Dominic would try to follow up, on our website or in the media, he would definitely know some of this. Indeed, they are not things that we do halfway. We go the whole hog. Apart from going after the drugs, seizing them, arresting them, we also go after their assets. Meaning that even if they are done serving jail time, they have nothing to come back to. So that's how far we have gone. I can tell you that indeed we're having the support of the government in this area. We're going all out, just to ensure that indeed, we strengthen the deterrence effect of the operations of the agency.
Okay, I was reading, I think one of the very latest reports in the press about a particular drug trafficking suspect. One of the most recent cases, the name escapes me now, but this guy was so, shall we say, crafty. his travel itinerary. He was going here, there, in order to throw the NDLEA off. But according to the report, he was not to know that the NDLEA had been on him for the past 3 months through intelligence. So that brings me to what I wanted to speak about, the part of intelligence in your operations. You wouldn't be able to work without it, the good intelligence that you get, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. I'll tell you that under the new NDLEA, especially with the new leadership of the agency, there has been a real 100% led, intelligence, 100% intelligence-led operations. The agency has really metamorphosed into a full intelligence-led operation. Agency relied substantially on technology and intelligence. I can tell you that because with what we're doing, those things are not things you just do with bare hands. You have to really depend on a lot of intelligence, and I'll tell you that indeed our operations are 100% intelligence-led, and we're deploying. We have the NDLEA. I can also say that it's indeed, the agency has a lot of capacity and capability in that regard at the moment, and we're deploying and making use of that to ensure that we are way steps ahead of the drug cartels. And that's why you will see us rounding up 5-6 persons at a time and in different locations. That's a lot of work. And again, people involved, they just see us at their doorstep or in their handouts without knowing how we get to that point. In some cases we go weeks, months, and in some cases even years to go after these people. Tracking them and monitoring their activities, whether they operate within the country or they operate outside of the country. Like the case we're trying to refer to, the suspect involved actually runs businesses in Lagos and also Gabon. He's based in Gabon.
That's the one. That's the one.
Yeah, that's exactly, I know. So, and what he did was to travel from Gabon by road to another country, and from there took a flight to Addis Ababa, and from Addis Ababa then he decided to fly into Enugu, and from Enugu ultimately he was coming to Lagos. But he didn't know that. He was shocked when we intercepted him at the Enugu airport, and we had to subject him to body scan. So how would you? So, but then this is somebody that has been under our watch list for the past 3 months, and then we were able to track all his movement from those countries up to the point he landed in Nigeria. So we really work with a lot of intelligence and make use of technology.
Okay, one moment, please. Let me come back to the callers now. Benga in Abuja is standing by. Good morning, Benga.
Good morning, Mr. Yori.
Thank you for calling.
And good morning to your guests there.
Yes.
Looking at drug war, success, challenges, and the way forward. Now, let me talk about the success. They have made tremendous success after the appointment of General Marwa. When he was appointed, one of the people that hailed...
Femi, can you hear? One moment, let me just check. Femi, can you hear? Can you hear Benga speaking?
I'm not really getting his words.
Okay. I will be sure to paraphrase.
But I'm sure you will help me, yes.
Yes, please continue, Benga.
Okay. So I was one of the people that applauded his appointment because of what he did in Lagos. After Tinubu, the other name you hear in Lagos is Marwa up to today. He has not disappointed us. We have seen tremendous success. Seizing drugs in billions of naira. You now ask yourself, what was happening at NDLEA and at that NDLEA before? Was it that the people are not well motivated? Was it that those people are there were tagged, they employed fresh blood? No. If the same people were there, leadership is key in every organization for the success. And with enough motivation, and I believe that they will continue to do more. Now, what are we saying? What I'm saying is that the general should not look back, should not release his leg from the pedal. He should continue to move forward and give enough motivation, insurance, and protection to the staff. Because many of them risk their life in going after the drug dealers. even especially in the forest, when they are after all these marijuana planters and the others. So they should give them enough security, protection, arms, and the rest of it. Their insurance for them, and also other area of motivation. This is very key to be able to do more. Then challenges is now there should be more intelligence so that they'll be able to, because this growth is in a society. People still dare them to carry the drug. You see, some people are still being able to carry without being detected. So for that, they need more intelligence to do their work. And then the law has been passed now that any drug, something should be paid should be firing squad. It means that this should be a deterrent to others. And we still want more to be done in that area. That not only them being killed or paying firing squad, any property they have, both in cash, anywhere all over the world, to be confiscated. And
okay.
Also, in no collaboration with the national agency, because this thing is a kind of network all over the world and a cartel all over the world. With more intelligence, we can do more. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much, Benga in Abuja. Did you say there was a difficulty hearing him well, or did you get him?
Yeah, I got some. I know he talked about insurance, whether there is insurance for staff, whether there is protection for them in the course of their duties. I picked those two things.
Yes, he first of all commended the administration of Buba Marwa, and he put that down to probably a better motivation, and he did encourage that you should even go further than this and consider insurance for men of NDLEA, men and women of NDLEA who are doing a very hazardous job. And then he also commented on seizure of properties of those who have been found guilty that you have talked about. Generally, kudos from him, Benga in Abuja, to the work of the agency, and that you should not relent.
All right. Thank you very much for that. We also like to appreciate Mr. Benga for those comments. We appreciate your encouragement and the commendation. Our officers and men and women across the country, they are watching this and they have been encouraged by all of this. Now, again, his suggestions are very valid, but I can also assure him that indeed the agency has premium insurance in place for our workforce and our assets. We have injury and life insurance cover for our workforce that I can assure you. Again, in terms of protection for our operatives when they are out there, for operation, again, there has been quite a lot of improvement in that regard. Today, they go out, especially to those difficult terrains with armored vehicles to be able to protect themselves against attacks from the cartels. Apart from going out with armored vehicles, we have again a new unit that we call Strike Force. That's the elite guards in the agency, well trained globally all across they've gone to places for training in this regard. They're well armed. Again, they accompany, they give cover to our men and officers when they go for this operation. In addition to that, we also have we've also deployed body cameras to be able to again provide some leverage for our operations with body cameras. People in the command locations can always monitor what's happening on the field in case there is need for reinforcement and all of those things, and to also strengthen the integrity of the operations in addition to enhancing the protection of our officers and men involved in this operation. So those are quite a lot of tremendous areas of improvement in and in addition to that, I can also say that indeed in terms of the welfare package, I do know that what officers are earning some 3 years ago is not what they are earning in 2024. That I can tell you, in 2024 there has been some improvement in that regard. So, courtesy the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, we're grateful to the federal government for that. So there have been quite a lot of improvements. That's why we're getting results.
Okay, then. You know, we've talked about quite a bit. You've mentioned, although you've mentioned, well, cannabis and also the synthetic version, which is probably going to be more damaging if it is synthetic, and cocaine,
because
heroin.
They are processed. Yeah.
Yes. Cocaine, heroin, tramadol. Okay, now social trends. As you know, rap is a global phenomenon now, and a lot of the stars of rap, and I don't know if it is the same with musicians locally, there is something, syrup. Yeah, I believe that's it. Syrup, that also can become, you know, quite dangerous, right? Is syrup separate from all the tramadol, codeine, heroin, cocaine, and all those ones that you have mentioned? What is syrup? Because it is said to be addicting. That's just briefly, as we close, as more of a social trends drug.
Yes, that's actually the codeine-based syrup. Codeine-based syrup. This, codeine-based syrup. That's what I was telling you earlier. That we made huge seizures of that at Apapa and Tinkan in Lagos, as well as One in Port Harcourt in Rivers State. Quite a lot of seizures in that regard. So we don't take our eyes, even though these are not totally illicit drugs. They are pharmaceutical drugs. They are drugs medically allowed, but they are controlled because of the abuse, because of the use, the diversion for into some other things by those who are using these things, especially our young people. And that's why when we see any consignment coming into the country that is not approved by NAFDAC or by the government, by the Federal Ministry of Health, we go after them, we seize them, except the importer is able to prove that is, and again, in all of those that we have seized, they're actually those that are far and above the milligram allowed in the country, which, for instance, in the case of tramadol, we only have 50 milligram and 100 milligram, but all of those that we have been seizing, they are those 225, 250, 300
more potent,
which but more damaging, more dangerous, more lethal than what is legally allowed. So that's why we don't wait for anything. We go after them and also go after those that are importing them.
Okay, then. You know what? There's so very much to talk about here, and you sort of spoken about these issues for us, and also the outlook for the agency. Something of a progress report, for which we thank you, and we wish you in the agency well, very much, as the viewers who have called in have also said. They also have acknowledged the great work that you are doing, and they are admonishing you to not relent whatever the distraction or opposition, although you said that you don't get very much of that. Instead, what you do get is cooperation from higher ups as far as your job is concerned. So I want to thank you, Femi Babafemi, Director of Media and Advocacy, aka PRO, the spokesman of NDLEA. Thank you very much, Femi, for making the time for us.
Thank you. Always my pleasure being with you on this program.
All right, then. Cheers. Okay, so we're going to leave it there then. That's our program today. Do please join us tomorrow for a fresh edition. I am Yori Folarin. Bye-bye for now.
But why won't I be happy? Not just because it's festive season,